everyone. Welcome back, our shot callers. Happy to have you. It's Calling the Shots with your hosts, Kiki
and Kira.
And we do feel like we need to preface.
We kind of feel bad about it.
We kind of do.
We teased a Tom Brady and Giselle deep dive last week. And that was the plan.
That was the plan.
But listen, you guys, the tea has been hot. There's been so much sports news, specifically women's basketball news, that we are just dying to talk about.
No, we're actually so excited to talk about it.
So excited to talk about it.
So if you know about it, you're listening like, oh, okay, we're really getting into this. If you have no idea, you need to listen because this is so interesting.
You're going to love these storylines. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like this is the most the media has ever talked about women's basketball. I can't think of a single other time.
Absolutely.
I can't think of a single other time. So it's going to be so
fun. Also, if you follow us on Instagram, then you know that we did a little switch up on you.
Yes.
Pulled an audible, as they say.
Uh-huh.
So if you don't,
love that.
if you don't follow us on Instagram and you're like, wait, that's what we're doing, go follow us because this is why you follow us. So we keep you up to date. And you'll see why you need to follow us later on too, because we're going to read some submissions.
We're going to read some stuff. And go follow us on Instagram.
Go follow us on Instagram. But before we get into the
women's basketball, we're going to literally deep dive on the entire situation.
So good.
So we're teasing it. But it's going to be so much fun. But first
what's life updates.
What's going on with you?
I've been debating if I should say what happened to me today.
You have to say it now.
I got in a car crash.
Did you really? Kiki! Wait, what do you mean?
It wasn't bad. I was fine. But I was going to Chick-fil-A for lunch, obviously.
In Salt Lake?
In Sandy.
Okay.
And I have the right of way. Obviously, I'm driving on the right side of the road, turning right.
Yeah.
No stop signs. So, I'm cool to just go in.
Yeah.
I was so taken back by this experience. This car was coming, it's really awkward because, there's this entrance into the Chick-fil-A, then a quick turn into the drive-thru. So,
okay.
This woman did not see me. And I, again, right away, turning right, she just pops up from, she's coming straight on at me. And she just turns left to where I was turning right.
So you hit the side of her car?
No, I was turning right and she came. And she just came at me and went straight past me. So my car actually didn't get marked up that much because I was going slow and turning right.
Yeah.
She came out of nowhere.
Oh, boy.
When, again, I had the right of way. She comes out of nowhere, hits my car, keeps going. So I'm...
Oh, my gosh.
And I was, kind of surprised, too, because it was just, a weird... I was on the phone, and I was like, I just got in a
Did that
car
just
accident.
happen? Oh my gosh.
So then, so that was weird. And then I'm like, I need to go, find this, where's she going?
Oh, she's paying for something.
Yeah, well, I needed to make sure someone was paying for something. So, it was just, it was just so weird. I feel like it's one of those things where it's kind of a blur. It just sounds so dramatic. But, she just kept driving to the Chick-fil-A line.
That is wild. So you're pulling into the Chick-fil-A. She just drives and hits the car and just keeps going.
She drives and hits me.
She's like, I need my nuggets.
And I'm looking around and I honestly, this is a lesson to everyone in these situations. You should, make sure, you get a witness or something. Because I was just did anyone else see 100%. That? But, actually, I should have gotten a witness. Anyways, she keeps going to the Chick-fil-A line. She drives up to some Chick-fil-A worker who starts taking her order. I'm like...
She's acting like it didn't happen? Does she not feel that?
No, so I was I'm so confused. Is she trying to hit and run in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru? So I walk up. This, poor kid is taking her order. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. Hi, you just hit my car. And she was like... She was like, oh, was that you? I thought I hit a curb.
Oh, my... Okay, how old is she?
She's got to be, mid-40s.
Okay. Okay, so just this privileged woman that was like...
No, like, it didn't even feel like privileged. It felt like straight confusion. Like, she did not get anything going on. And I was like, gosh. And then from there, it was just weird, like, long story short, everything about it has been weird. So, like, she came out, she was, like, her and I are stuck in the Chick-fil-A drive-thru at that point because there's 2 lanes, and we're on the inside lane, and cars are behind us and on each side. So I was like...
You have to go get your food.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna, like, see if a car will let me go, and, like, I'll come, like, go out of the line. And she was like, okay, I'll come around and, like, I'll meet you, like, in the Target parking lot. I was like, okay. But even then, she comes around, she goes, and she starts driving to the Target parking lot, and she just, like, swerves out. I'm like, I don't know where she went. And this man saw me, like, look so confused, and he, like... I should have gone up to this man and got him as a witness. He, like, points to a certain spot in the parking lot, like, she's there.
Okay,
Took me a minute to find her. She was there, but I literally was like, is she running now? Like, I don't know. And I go up to her, and she was just like, what happened? I was like, oh, like, you hit my car. Like, you must not have seen me. I'm assuming you didn't see me, but, like, you hit me. She had way more damage than me because, like,
she just didn't even see her own car?
She just didn't... I don't know what... she thought she just ran over a curb and just kept going. It was so awkward.
The lack of self-awareness is giving me the ick.
It's been... And even talking to her about, like, insurance and stuff after has been, like, complicated. Like, she just doesn't understand it. And I just really want this to all be over. But, like, I could not get over the fact that a woman hit me. Like, hit my car and went to the Chick-fil-A drive-thru after.
That is... It's shocking. I don't even know what to say about that.
I can't.
Just tell her to give you money. Say, hey, you Venmo me a certain amount.
This is what I tried to explain this to her. I was like, okay, so if you would rather just pay me because it's not going to be that much.
So we don't have to go through insurance.
So we don't have to go through insurance. Your deductible, like, it might not be worth it for you depending on your deductible.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just trying to help you out because it might be cheaper. Like, let me know if you want to do that. And she's like, I don't know what my deductible is. I was like, okay, well, you can check and let me know. Like, just get back to me as soon as you can. She goes, okay. And then she's like, texts me back and it's like, my insurance company said I can't give you that information. I'm like, sis.
You're like, okay, well, you need to pay me.
I'm like, I
Did you get her license?
Yeah. I got her license and her registration and her license plate number.
You can find her if she doesn't
No, I can find her. But it was just like, what she didn't understand is I was trying to be a homie and be like, listen, if you just want to pay me out of pocket,
couple $100,
then you don't have to have it on your insurance that you hit a car, which will probably make your car insurance more expensive.
Yeah.
You also don't, like, it might be more expensive to go through your insurance depending on the deductible. And she just did not get it. I was like...
And she's in her 40s.
Yeah.
That is embarrassing. That's so embarrassing.
And she was like,
somebody come get your mom.
She was like, I'm so sorry. I honestly, like, I'm so out of it. Like, I have strep throat. This is the first day I've gone out.
Oh my gosh. I hate women like this. Oh my gosh. Ew. What kind of car was she driving?
I don't even remember.
Was it
I'm
nice?
terrible at cars. No. It was average.
Okay.
This red car. If you want to see what color it is, you can check my bumper. I have red on my bumper, but...
Ew, that just made me, like, aggravated, to be honest with you.
So,
I low-key wish you didn't tell me
I know, but I needed the shock.
I needed the shock from you. So annoying.
Yeah. So, in other news, what do you have going on?
Okay, in lighter news, it's my son's birthday on Friday.
Which son?
My oldest.
Your oldest?
He's 3.
I cannot believe he's 3 years old.
I can't believe I have a 3-year-old. I gave birth 3 years ago.
Oh.
What?
I can't believe
That's when I became a mom. I'm shocked. I'm so sad. I get really sad when it's my kids' birthdays because
Kira.
It's just they're so old. I love, like, babies and they grow so fast. You'll see.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, he's turning 3. We have, like, a little party on Saturday. Trampoline park.
Are you kidding? That's literally so funny. He's gonna have the time of his life.
Themed, yeah, and so he doesn't love cake.
Okay.
But
what does he
love?
His
favorite food is donuts. So I got, like...
favorite food is donuts.
Literally, like, lives for donuts. He loves donuts. I don't know what it is. So I got this huge donut. It's, like, this big. For his birthday cake.
She's holding up her hands in the size of, like, what is that, like 2 feet? Like,
that's huge. It's huge. It's called, like, a Texas donut. So that's going to be his
bigger
birthday
in Texas.
cake. And then I have a bunch of donuts. And we're going to Build-A-Bear workshop.
Oh, my... Build-A-Bear?
We're going to Build-A-Bear. You know how it is.
Build-A-Bear was it, though.
So, lots of fun things. But yeah, my baby's turning 3, and I'm just so sad about it. But also, it's a fun time. I love birthdays, so.
Yeah, that's so fun.
Yeah.
This isn't like a life update from me personally, but I needed to tell you this. So, during, like, the Major League Soccer game I was working this weekend.
Yes.
We're, like, playing, and it's, like, starting to get dark, and there's a random break. And, of course, I'm working the game, so I'm, like, freaking out because I'm doing social media. I'm like, is there a weather delay? Like, do I need to be posting about something? Like, what's going on? And I turned to, like, one of the, like, PR guys next to me, and he's like, no, like, this is, like, everyone's taking a break for Ramadan. Like, everyone came to everyone, because in soccer, you don't have timeouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you're going the whole time.
Yeah.
But it was agreed upon, like, with the teams beforehand. Like, we have some players that are, like, observing Ramadan, and so, like, when it becomes dusk, everyone stopped playing. The clock was still running. So they can,
like, go eat?
Yeah. So they just came off to the side, had a couple snacks, some drinks, and went back on. Isn't that cool?
So cool.
I just thought that was really cool.
We talked about that last week.
So just
that's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool to see it like in different leagues and different levels.
And there was people on your team?
No, not on my team, on the other team. But our team, you guys play? We played. I like don't even want to mention the game because it was so bad. But we played Columbus. It's fine.
She works for Real Salt Lake.
Yeah, it just
if you're new here.
But things are gonna be on the up and up, guys.
Well, that's exciting. Well, that is really cool.
Yeah, so it was really cool, and I just needed to mention that because it's a little follow-up from last week, and I just knew you would love it because I loved it. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's so fun. Yeah. And I also have, it also isn't a life update, but it's just a fun update.
Yeah, all the updates.
That I was like, I just want to talk about it. So they're making a live-action Moana.
Yes. Okay. Kira,
I'm so excited.
This is so exciting. You've dressed up as Moana and stuff before,
I have been Moana. I like a few, people paid me to be at a few festivals and be Moana, which is hilarious.
Which is so cool.
I'm kind of white, but okay, guys, I am Polynesian. I'm half Samoan, half white. But I am on the lighter side, but still, the hair.
No, I've seen the pictures, guys. Yeah. She looks so good.
But I just love this so much, and I'm so excited.
I love this. I love The Rock. So,
Wait, who doesn't love The Rock?
Who doesn't love The Rock, right?
It's The Rock.
He has a TV show called Young Rock. It's so...
Oh, I've seen the first couple episodes of that.
It's so fun. It's so hilarious, fun. I think it's hilarious. The whole principle of it is so funny. It's basically him telling stories about his life early on in his life as if it's the year, I don't know, 2025 or whatever year. Yeah. And he's running for president. And he's like, this is how I'm relatable to you guys. Listen to these stories. And they're crazy stories. And you have to remember he played college football, and so there's stuff with
he's lived so many different lives.
He's lived so many different lives, and there's all these famous people throughout his lives, and they'll because you can't tell who's who. They'll it'll be a college player, then it'll pop them up after, and it says all their NFL accolades later on in life, and all this stuff, or Ed Orgeron was a character on it. There's just who was the LSU head football coach. So there's just all these fun ties, and I love The Rock. And
coincidences.
Yeah, and I just can't wait to see him in live.
I'm so excited.
I think it's gonna be so fun.
I wonder where it's being filmed. Probably Hawaii, but
probably.
I was can I be an extra?
You need to be.
I would have tried out for Moana about 10 years ago, probably for sure. But I can't sing. I'm tone deaf, so they probably wouldn't have picked me. But
that is a bummer.
I want to be an extra. Have the look. Come on.
Yeah.
They better hire Polynesians or cancel the whole thing.
No, they're going to.
They have to.
If they
this
really
is our
do cancel
only
it if
princess.
It's not a thing.
Okay, this is our only one.
No, we gotta they need to run with it. Yeah, honestly.
So that's exciting, and I just thought it was so
that is just a fun update, and that kind of that relates.
Okay, guys. Level. It really does.
Okay.
Should we get into it?
Let's get into it. So, guys, we had the men's and women's national championship games.
This past weekend.
Yeah. March Madness. We're talking basketball. Okay? Yes. Did you watch either of them? Any of them?
I watched a little bit of both. I was watching conference, obviously, on We're LDS. General conference on Sunday, so I didn't watch the full women's.
Right.
But I did watch some of the men's. But I didn't really care for the men's, honestly.
No, Kira, I was just gonna say the same thing. So I watched a lot of the women's, kind of in and out. I have something so embarrassing to say. I straight up forgot about the men's.
Did you really? No, I honestly didn't even care about it.
Me neither. I was Monday, like, my teams are on Monday, right? It was on Monday.
We were literally sitting there at night, and I was like, oh, should we watch something? And then my husband was like, oh, yeah, the game's on. I'm like, what game?
See? That's how I felt.
Nobody cared this year.
Nobody cared about
huge,
the
guys. That's so cool.
And I mean, well, even think about like when the first episode of the podcast, you said, "Do you watch women's basketball?" I was like, "Yeah," and you were like, "I don't." Look at even you.
I'm eating my words right now because you know what? And I've told many people this. I'm a women's basketball hater, and I'm fine to say that. I've been converted. This past March Madness, this whole tournament. Okay, there's something in the air. I don't know what these girls are drinking. I don't know what they're eating. But the level of play...
They are on something.
They're something different.
It's crazy.
Like they're training different.
They're next level.
Yeah, no.
They are next level.
It's just like watching... I don't want to say like, oh, men are better. That's not what I'm saying. But like...
But it's like, it's just a different game in some aspects.
They're dunking now.
And
it's a faster play. No. I mean... If you even look at the stats, like, the women's game scored way more points than the men.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
They have really elevated the game.
They elevated the game this past year. Like, this tournament was actually so fun to watch.
This tournament was so fun.
Just wanting to watch the women.
And so let's talk about the teams that there were.
Let's start from the very beginning. There's so many topics we're going to hit about this, and I know you guys have heard so many things. So we're going to start from the very beginning of... the championship. Final Four. Let's start Final Four.
Final Four. Yeah. Final Four teams. We were really excited about...
Wait, should we talk about men's real quick? Okay. Say who won. Guys, quick. Men's...
UConn beat San Diego State.
76-59. They won the championship game.
That's literally all we need to say.
That's all.
Moving on.
Okay, women's. Go ahead.
Women's. Okay, so in our Final Four, Iowa upset South Carolina, which is huge. You guys. We really wanted this because, again, if you remember, we talked about Caitlin Clark, and you also remember Kira mentioned Caitlin Clark's like celebration, like trash talking, taunting, wave her hand.
You
in front of her
can't see me, the John Cena.
You can't see me,
and we're coming back to that.
Keep that in mind.
So this was a huge win. Like, South Carolina was undefeated the entire season. They were pretty much a shoo-in to go to the championship. Even in an interview with the LSU head coach, she said, South Carolina's going to win. She said that multiple times. She goes, I'd like to see Iowa win, but South Carolina's winning that game, and we hope we play them. That's what the LSU head coach said. So this one was huge. Yeah. And Caitlin Clark, our girl... led the team to the victory.
And can I just say that while that game was going on, I was like just going out in Columbus because like anytime I'm in a new city, it's like, ooh, we gotta explore. So my coworkers and I would kind of just go out. All the TVs, like 95% of the TVs, 90% of the TVs were all of that game.
That's crazy because it's Caitlin.
Yeah.
She has honestly like brought so many people to women's basketball. Like the way she plays is just entrancing to watch.
Yeah.
So that was a really good game. Okay, and the other team. So that's the first two: Iowa, South Carolina.
And Iowa wins. Out of that game, and then
we have LSU and Virginia Tech, which Virginia Tech was supposed to win. They were the 1 seed. LSU won.
This was the game.
Huge,
so Kira and I wanted LSU Iowa, by the way. We manifested this game.
If you go listen back to the last episode, we were like, because I really liked Angel Reese, which I talked about last episode, which is crazy. And we love Kim.
Yeah.
The head coach and her amazing outfits and her, vibrancy.
Yeah.
Her attitude.
The vibes are there.
So we really wanted LSU and Iowa.
We wanted it. Guys, Kira and I are here for the storylines, right? So Kira and I are like, okay, we want LSU Iowa because they have like these players that are big name players that like have been getting all this attention, and we know the storylines will be good. That's honestly why we wanted LSU Iowa.
And look at this.
And it did not disappoint.
No, it was amazing. Okay, so LSU beats Virginia Tech. That was an upset. So we have LSU Iowa.
And everyone watched. So, like, I know we say we're not stat girlies, and we're not. We just want you to know how historic this was to put it in perspective for you, okay? This was the most viewed women's college basketball game with 9.9 million viewers.
The most viewed ever.
Over 9.9 million viewers.
Guys, that's a lot. And it peaked at 12 million. 12.3.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
That's actually insane.
Like, when we're saying, like, everybody's talking about women's basketball, literally everybody's talking about it, and everybody watched this game because LSU, every single player is pretty fun to watch. Like, those five, their synchronicity, they're pretty fun to watch. And, like, they're just very animated. I feel like Angel's so fun to watch, and the other girl starts with an F. I can't
remember right now.
But, and then Caitlin Clark. So, they were really fun teams.
Yeah, so just more perspective on why it was so fun. It was LSU's first ever national championship.
Yes, and they win 102-85.
Which is the highest scoring national championship.
So, that's the highest scoring women's basketball team.
In women's basketball, yeah.
In women's basketball, that's the highest they've ever scored in a championship game.
Yeah.
102 points. And if you compare that to the men's, which was 76-59. Like, both women teams outscored the men's teams. Like, they were so fun to watch this year, and
I just love
it's just amazing.
Like, this is so fun. And to you saying you eat your words, like, I would love for Kira, like, 2 months ago to sit and listen to you now. Because you are, like, so excited, and we all are.
Oh, yeah. Even this weekend, my husband was like, since when do you like women's basketball? And I'm like, I don't.
Since now.
Since
like, literally now.
Ever since I started watching this tournament, I'm like, these ladies.
No, these ladies are literally the best.
So fun to watch. So, another fun stat. LSU's head coach, Kim Mulkey.
She's the one with the fits, guys.
Amazing fits. Did you see her outfit that she's wearing?
Of course I saw her
It was
outfit.
A sequin tiger fit. You guys.
Looked so cute. It was giving.
It was so cute.
The one thing, have you seen the clip where she was, like, popping on the court and they're like, dip back? Yeah. I'm like, okay.
She's so funny. She's
what
excited.
are you doing? She is, like, all over the place. It was so funny.
She is the first person in the NCAA women's basketball history to win a national championship as a player, assistant coach, and head coach.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting. Head coach has got to top it all, though. You know what I mean?
That's amazing.
But that's, like, a pretty stacked resume.
That is so cool.
Pretty stacked.
And you said LSU's first championship win, men's or women's. So... yeah. This is huge for LSU, and so really...
which is honestly kind of like, you hear LSU and they're just like such a big name, so it's like kind of crazy. So here's where things got crazy.
Here's where things got a little bit spicy, a little bit dicey. Mm-hmm. So during the game, so we got to rewind this, because...
there's a few things. You guys also remember last week... like, we pointed out who Angel Reese is because she, like, her teammate drew the ring on her finger and, like, pointed to it.
And she said she was manifesting the ring. Which she did get.
Which she did get. Congrats, she got that championship ring.
So, okay. So, Caitlin, we go back. She does the You Can't See Me.
She does the You Can't See Me.
And that is in the... Elite 8
that was Elite 8, yeah.
Elite 8 game.
So 2 games before this championship game, she does the You Can't See Me. That's when she dropped 40 and it was crazy, right? Which truly they could not see her. Like,
and that was amazing.
That was straight up facts.
She should have done that.
Yeah.
So Final Four gets there versus South Carolina. There's a point in the game where she is defending... and I want to get the name correct, Raven Johnson.
This is so savage of you.
She's defending her.
You did not need to say this player's name. It's genuinely so funny that you did.
Raven Johnson?
Yeah, because it's so embarrassing for her.
I feel bad for her. I feel bad. I was like, wait, did I say it wrong?
No, I feel bad you say her name right. It's just hilarious that you would...
I had to bring it up. People are going to be like, wait, which girl? No, okay, so Raven Johnson. I'm sorry, Raven. Okay, but so she's at the top of the key. She's at the top of the 3. Caitlin Clark pretty much waves her off.
So Caitlin is supposed to be guarding.
Yes.
Yeah, her.
Supposed to be guarding her. She waves her off, pretty much saying, you're not going to make this basket, so I don't need to guard you.
I don't even need to be here. You still won't make it.
Which is wild, but
she does it so casually too. The way she does it is just such a casual, like, I don't worry about you.
Caitlin's like humble brag.
It almost seems so natural for her.
Yeah,
like it seems very like, yeah, whatever. Like, I'm good. I don't.
And
care.
I love a good trash talk. I love competitiveness. She pretty much waves off the girl, and the girl doesn't score anyways.
Yeah. So she doesn't even try. Did you see? She literally passed it.
So,
like, sis, I'm sorry, you gotta at least go for
a
the
little cringy. Yeah.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, and Caitlyn just said, you're not gonna take this shot, and you didn't.
She didn't. So, yeah, was it a little disrespectful? It was in the name of basketball.
It was
in the name of
It was in the name of basketball, and
competition.
It was accurate.
Yeah.
To be clear.
So, she waves her off. Okay, so now we go to, that is in the Final Four. We go into the championship game. Do you want to tell me what happened?
Yeah, so keep in mind, all this kind of trash talk had been happening with Caitlyn. Mm-hmm. Now, we're winding down to the end of the game.
Yes.
And at this point, it's like, okay.
It's clear LSU's going to win.
LSU is going to win. And Angel Reese being Angel Reese, like, she's not afraid of anyone.
And she's very, what's the word? Out there? Yeah. I don't want to say out there. Like,
she's just, like, outspoken. Like, that's
she's outspoken. She's a firecracker.
Yeah.
I love her attitude, honestly.
It's always been like this. I remember watching a video. You can go watch it together. Posted it, like, months ago, where she's talking and she's like, people are always like, Angel, you're too this, you're too that. No, I'm not. I'm perfectly me. And I'm like, true.
I love that. They call her the Bayou Barbie, by the way, so I think that describes her.
That describes her. So Angel Reese, she's been taking little notes of all the trash talking that Caitlyn's been doing throughout the tournament, and she decides to give it back to Caitlyn. So she takes her celebration, she does the you can't see me right in front of Caitlyn.
Look, she looks at Caitlyn. She wants Caitlyn to see her.
She wants Caitlyn to see her. In
Caitlyn,
fact,
I'm about to beat you. Our team is beating you. You can't see me.
And then points to the ring.
Caitlyn,
this is the thing. Caitlyn's, like, walking around the court, and she's kind of, like, following her. Like, it happens a few times, just to be clear. Because
she wants Caitlyn to see, and I feel like Caitlyn was purposely trying to, like, ignore her.
I think, and I think that's just the type.
I understand.
That's the type of player Caitlyn is.
Which I completely understand. I also do understand the you can't see me too. So, she does that.
Yeah.
And people get a lot of shots of it.
Oh, so
people get a lot of videos of it, and
people have opinions.
Yes, and so after the game, immediately after, they pull Angel aside, and the reporters are like, Angel, tell me what that was about. Like, we saw you do that to Caitlyn, and she goes, first of all, Caitlyn is a hell of a player. Let's first start off by saying that. Like, she very much respects Caitlyn's
Which
play.
I respect her for starting it off that way.
Yes. But she said, I don't take disrespect lightly. Mm-hmm. And she disrespected my girl for South Carolina in the SEC. Mm-hmm. She disrespected my SEC girls. So I just had to show her what's up.
Yeah.
Pretty much that's what she says. Okay?
Yep.
Give me your thoughts.
Like, what do you, like, what I think? Do I think it was, this is,
Should we say what Caitlyn says?
I think we should say what Caitlyn says, because here's the thing. Angel explains herself, which, to be fair, like, she doesn't really even need to. Like,
she doesn't need to.
It's pretty clear that she was just trash talking. That's what comes with the game, right? Angel explains herself, and people are making a big deal, saying, Angel, that was so disrespectful. This is too much.
She's being lit up on social media.
She's being lit up by a lot of people. A lot of people, like, there are people sticking up for her. Like, I want to make that clear. Like, but there are a lot of people that are...
The very loud voices were immediately saying, Caitlyn scored way more points than you. You have no room to talk.
Yeah.
Which, Angel scored 15 points. Caitlyn scored 30. But I also want to just mention for that argument, they're different positions. They're very different positions. Like, I wouldn't have expected Angel to score that many points, considering she's, like, one of the bigs.
And, well, the fact of the matter is, Angel was just trying... It was directed at Caitlyn, but that's because Caitlyn is the star of that team, in my opinion. So she's not
Caitlyn. I don't know a single other player's name. And I know you guys don't either.
They are one and the same.
Yeah.
And so that's why she goes up to do it to her as well. So everyone's chatting. Was that too much by Angel?
They're calling her a mean girl. They're calling her classless. They're saying Caitlyn's classy for not responding back.
But do you know what I care about? I care about Caitlyn's response. So tell me what Caitlyn said in
response. Caitlyn said, and I quote, should never be criticized for what she did. I'm just one that competes, and she competed. I'm a big fan of hers. And end of discussion.
Okay, so here's my issue with this whole thing. These girls don't have any beef with each other.
No.
Why would anyone else make it like they did?
Yes.
I feel, honestly, like, if this was the men's game, people would not care that someone was being so disrespectful.
100%.
They would not care that someone's being so disrespectful, and they wouldn't pit them against each other in this
100%.
way.
100%.
I genuinely believe that.
Yes.
Because why are we sitting here making a huge deal about it? Caitlyn doesn't even care.
And even also, if she did that two games
exactly,
ago.
even if she did, she just did it.
She just did it. Mm-hmm. So my thing is, I think the media, they got really good shots of this. I feel like Angel has already been painted as this very loud player.
Yeah.
And they saw an opportunity. I feel like the media saw an opportunity and they painted this picture that they wanted to paint. And that's kind of how I felt about it. I just feel like these two girls literally don't care.
No, they don't.
They're both competitors.
They don't care.
And I feel like female athletes get that. And I was curious what you guys thought. We were both curious. So we actually put it on the story to see if you guys thought Angel was in the wrong here, if it was too much, or if it was just friendly competition. And it wasn't even. So 40% of people thought Angel was being mean, which is actually way more than I thought. And 60% said it was friendly trash talk.
Everyone can have their own opinion.
Yes.
This is why we ask you guys, because we want to know. We want to know what you guys think, and it's anonymous. Like, we don't read these things with your names.
Yes.
So we want to hear, your opinions. Yeah.
So, which we both are on the side that it was friendly trash talk. And I just don't think it should. If it wasn't a big, in my mind, I'm like, what's the big deal? Nobody on the court cares. Yes.
Nobody on the court cares.
If it wasn't a big deal to them,
it shouldn't be a big deal to us.
And also, I was thinking, in Caitlyn's situation, she's not going to respond back to that when Angel's doing that.
No.
When Caitlyn was doing that to another team, it's not like they were like, how dare you say that? You know what I mean? No.
That's just not how it goes.
LSU's winning. And there's so many points I want to bring up, but first I want to read, I really liked this response that somebody had to say on our Instagram. So they said, people need to let women play and trash talk. Real athletes know it comes with the territory. Let women be competitive. The two of them knew what it was.
Yes. I wanted to read that.
I love that one.
Is so accurate.
So accurate.
And this was, we said, what are your thoughts on this whole situation? So we also just got, good responses, just literally someone else that loves Caitlin Clark. Clark is dope. She always gave credit to the coach / teammates and never herself. Love. Which is true. Caitlin Clark, actually, a friend sent me something, how, basically, she turned down NIL deals so that she could work more with these food banks, and she donated.
Oh, that's so
sweet. She helped raise $16,000 this season, $20-some thousand last season to go.
Oh, that's amazing.
She's just low key about it. So she actually is so cool. She's not the type to hate on Angel or anyone. That's just not how she is.
Totally.
So
I agree.
Shout out to
and then I want to read one more because I really like this one. They said, what goes around comes around. Trash talk is a part of the game. I will say, though, I love Clark for being a class act and humble. She wins the real game.
Yeah.
So I really like that one, too. But I also really like
what
Angel
goes around
Reese,
comes
too.
Around is true. And Angel Reese knows that, guys.
Yes.
She is not, she would
She's
not
out
be
there
upset.
being a hater.
No, if let's say roles, flipped or whatever, she would not be upset. She would get that's how it goes.
And there's another point that I want to bring up. These are college athletes. They're 20 years old.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
They're
literally so young.
18 to 22 most of the time. And Angel Reese is 20 years old. She just won the national championship. She's a million Instagram followers. She's getting NIL deals. I'm sorry, but if that's me, best believe I'm trash talking.
Yeah.
I understand, we're only 26, but I'm they're young. They can trash talk all they want.
No, they are. They can say or do whatever they want.
They just won the national championship. They worked their whole lives for this. Yeah. They're out there grinding every single day. These college athletes train a lot. So I just don't agree with the painted picture that she is this mean girl, classless, was it kind of a lot? Maybe to some people.
But that's her thing. That's
who she is.
That's who she is.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, there isn't.
But this does raise the question.
This does bring into question something else. So if you guys weren't aware, the national champions for men's and women's, they always go to the White House after. A little White House visit. What's up, what's up?
Yep.
Make your rounds, do a little celebration tour, and the White House is on, the tour.
Yeah.
And it's like an honor to earn your way to the White House.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
It's fun.
And just the winners go. Just the winners go.
Typically, just the winners go.
So the first lady, our first lady, she goes.
The one and only.
She goes. She says, It was just such a good game. I think I want to invite Iowa too. The runners up.
There is so much that is wrong with this.
There is so much wrong. So she says, I want to bring the runners up.
I have so many questions.
Immediately, people were not having it. Immediately.
Yeah. Did she run this by her PR team, or did she just decide this was going to be a good idea?
And here's my situation, my thoughts on this, because immediately, like right off the bat, I think this has never been done before. They've never brought the runners up.
No.
So
it feels a little bit less like you are
yes.
won the championship. It's more like, good job, but also like maybe we don't just want you guys.
And I think that it happened because of the story this whole weekend was not LSU won the championship game. It was Angel Reese was being mean to Caitlin Clark, and Caitlin Clark was classy. That was the whole storyline. So I think the first lady saw that, and she goes, she didn't read much into it. She was just like, oh, I'm going to bring both teams now.
And we have a couple thoughts on this, because there's a couple different reasons of why people think that she did this. One of them, for me, as I was thinking about it, one of the things that came to mind was, oh, she thinks she's like being so inclusive and so like, oh, since so many people watched women's basketball, you can both come. Like, both of you guys can come.
That could totally be an option.
And there's a few different options. We're going to get to another one, too.
I do want to say first, though, what Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese both responded to that. So Caitlin Clark, she went on an interview and she goes, I don't think runner-ups should go to the White House.
Which is facts.
It's for the winners.
Why would Caitlin Clark want a consolation prize? She doesn't want that. No. Caitlin Clark wants to win and go to the White House. She doesn't want to go as a runner-up.
Exactly.
And Angel Reese, let's get to what Angel Reese said.
Angel Reese, she quoted the tweet, 2 laughing emojis and put a joke. Which is and that's what it is.
Because it is a joke.
It is a joke.
No.
The fact that
I'd be like, oh, so y'all don't want us there?
Yes.
You don't want us there.
And I hate to, and I know that this is like a huge part of it and a lot of what people are saying. And I don't want to speak too much on it because I'm not black. But they are saying that it could be a racial thing. And I know LSU is mainly black players, black girls, and then Iowa is more white girls. And obviously it was Angel. People are painting it as Angel versus Caitlin. And so a lot of people are saying that, oh, this black woman is being mean to this white woman. And our first lady, a white woman, says, oh, well, we're going to bring both teams now. So it's hard to, I don't know the exact reasonings, and I'm not going to say I know, but it's
either way,
to ignore.
It doesn't sit right.
It doesn't sit right, and it's hard to ignore that could be a thing. And when I was watching an ESPN analyst, Shannon Sharp, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's huge, and he had this quote that he said, and I think it sums it up really well. So he's talking about how only winners should get a trophy. There's no participation trophies. So he goes, no winners get a trophy. Now because the young ladies that won look like me, he's black, and the people that lost look like her, now we're going to invite the runner-ups. And I think I feel like we should just leave it at that. I do think I think could...
There's a lot that, could... There's a lot that's gone into this and a lot of conversation around that. And listen, I think the quote just, It
really does sum it up.
Yeah.
And as someone who... Because I am half someone, half white. So I actually I feel like I've been kind of on both sides. Where I do feel maybe prejudiced against because I am maybe a woman of color versus... Some people I'm too white.
Yeah.
So I can see both ways. And I could 100% see how this looks like a racial
and
thing.
I 100%.
And I feel for these girls.
That's what I was just going to say.
I feel so bad
you
for
can
them.
see where they're coming from. You can see why they would think that. Their life experiences that made them think
totally.
that. So.
And I also think it's awesome, like, girls like Angel Reese they're not taking it.
No.
She said, no, I'm going to say what I have to say. I think this is a racial thing. I think you may not be inviting us because, or may want to invite the others because we were mean to them and we are, don't look like you. You know what I mean? And I just love that we live in a generation now where
you can say
she
that.
She feels comfortable to say that.
And you will say that and people will support you in saying that now.
Yeah, exactly. So
speak your mind, ladies.
I think it's awesome that they're saying something and that we're all getting to see it. And I'm team woman in this situation.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm team women.
Kira and I, if there's anything you guys should know, is that we are team, we are always team woman in this our situations. And so that's why I'm like, look, we're team woman. Mm-hmm. We don't need to pit these women against each other. We want to celebrate them for their successes.
Yes.
And not make some Angel versus Caitlyn.
Totally.
People who are using that as a headline, you're wrong.
Ew, you're wrong.
You're wrong.
And even Angel had an interview where she said that. She goes, people are trying to paint this out to be like a black woman versus white woman. It's not. We're team women's basketball. They're getting the hype they deserve.
Yeah.
It was an amazing game. Historic win. And that should be the storyline.
Absolutely.
End of discussion.
The reason we were so hyped on this game is because these women are doing really, really awesome things.
They're so good. They're so fun to watch. So yeah, we're team both of them. And to end it off, they both, Angel and Caitlyn, because I would say they're both Caitlyn's the star of her team. Angel's one of the stars of her team. They both had some really cool quotes that they said after their game. That we just want to read.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with Angel Reese's that I really, really liked. All year, I was critiqued about who I was. I'm too hood, I'm too ghetto. Y'all told me that all year, but when other people do it, y'all don't say nothing. This was for the girls that look like me. It was bigger than me tonight. That breaks my heart. I think that's so sweet.
No, that's so powerful.
So good.
And I just want to read a part of Caitlyn's that I feel like mirrors that really well. I want my legacy to be the impact that I can have on young kids and on the people in the state of Iowa. I was just that young girl, so all you have to do is dream, and you can be in moments like this. These two...
And she cried when she said that, too.
These two care about their legacy. They care about other girls who are looking up to them.
Totally.
And that's why we're Team Woman.
Team Woman. It was so good. And I just love... You know what? The media just needs to stop. You guys need to stop pitting these women against each other.
No, I feel like it always comes back to this. Listen, they are both amazing, and they can both... I think this is a huge lesson in life. There is room in this world for everyone to succeed. There's room
for everybody at the top.
We do not there is not a limited amount of space. We do not need to say both of these women were good, so who's in the right and who's in the wrong. 100%. They can both be in the right, they can both be successful, and we can support that.
Yeah. Abundance mindset.
We love an abundance mindset.
Abundance mindset. Is there anything else you want to say about women's basketball?
Just that I love them.
We're so passionate about this.
Just that I love them. And if you guys have not listened to our episode where Kira said she didn't like women's basketball, you should go listen because you will be shocked.
I was humbled.
You will be shocked.
I was humbled.
Okay?
I was.
But these types of moments, like the quotes we just read, is why for us we love sports because these girls... These women are making waves.
They really are inspirational. It was such a fun tournament, and I honestly am excited for next year.
Me too.
I can't wait to watch.
No, me too.
So, I hope LSU is feeling their victory. I wonder if they're going to go to the White House. We'll see. I hope that they're parading.
TBD. Okay.
I saw this one video where one of the players was like, "So are you going to cancel classes?" After did you see that?
So one of the players, I think it was to the president of the university, was like, so are you going to cancel classes? And he was just whatever. And she was like, you did
for football.
You did for football. So accurate.
Which is let those ladies skip class. That's all I'm going to say. Let those ladies skip class. Okay? They deserve it.
They deserve it. They really do.
Yeah.
I think that's all we have for women's basketball. So we're just going to wrap up with our women's highlight, which basically we highlighted women this whole episode, which we love when we have a chance to do that, to be clear.
Totally.
Now we're turning to gymnastics. We've talked about Suni Lee before. She is an Olympic gold medalist. Mm-hmm. She also is an Auburn gymnast. or was
former Auburn gymnast. So she just recently announced that she's leaving Auburn because of some health-related
kidney
concerns,
issues.
kidney issues.
2 years.
2 years. So, yeah.
And she's
2 years she was at Auburn.
2 years she was at Auburn, yeah. So she's trying to, and she announced before, like, hey, this is going to be my last year, but now she's, like, having health problems and needs to leave early. And she is trying to prepare for the next Olympics. So for her, like, that is...
Paris 2024
that's
is
the
what
priority.
her next goal is.
Paris, and we're rooting for you, Suni.
We wish her all the best of luck, and I hope all of her health issues get better, and that her kidneys are good, because
and that all the things are good, because she is so... Her gymnastics is powerful and graceful and beautiful, and I want to see more of it in the Paris Olympics.
Yes. Okay, well, I think that's all we have.
Guys, it was so fun to hear from you. Thank you for writing in. Always feel free to write into us, whether or not we do a little Ask Me a Question or not. You can hit us up. For that, you need to be following us. So, at Calling the Shots Pod, you'll find your girls. And... when you're not, stalking us on social media, you can listen, subscribe, download, rate, review, all the things. You guys are the best. We love you, our shot callers. Thanks for listening.
On Calling the
Shots.
Bye.
Bye.